Blue sky always appears after the storm. The circle of love embraces right and wrong. I have no worries, all my ups and downs have vanished. I don't have much, I hope I can give you my all. Spread love under the sky, hand in hand we are one. Despite the danger, face the wind and step forward. Spread love over the sea, bowing under the sun. No matter how far we must travel, our dream stays the same. Spread love under the sky, hand in hand we are one. Despite the danger, face the wind and step forward. Spread love over the sea, bowing under the sun. No matter how far we must travel, our dream stays the same.
Good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Good. Thanks for joining this class. I may ask Huishan or Alex to help me to admit the other guests while I'm presenting. That would be great. And it's great to see my Canadian friends. Hi, 师兄师姐. Before we start our day, I would like everyone to stand up and pay. Hold on a second, let me share my screen first. Awesome. Everyone, please arise. Let's pay respect to Buddha and Master Ching Yen with 3 bows. First bow, second bow, third bow. Amitofo. So, hello everyone. My name is Echo, and I'm from New York Northeast region. And today I'm going to facilitate this session. I don't want to call it a class. I don't want to teach anyone because you are all seniors and you are veteran of sitting advisors. And I just want to use this channel to help us to understand the world that has changed, especially sitting world, and then have a channel for us to exchange ideas. All the contents we present today are primarily collected from sitting alumni and also advisors. So we will share the slides after the session, and feel free to read out. And we are not going to talk about every single content there because this is just too much. We try to trim down to an hour and a half. But literally, this class could be a whole day kind of a seminar. So bear with us. We may talk about everything, but we will try to pick out the ones we feel is important for all of us. And we will start with an icebreaker, and we will talk about our struggles. And let's try to, then we will try to understand and re-emphasize what exactly the advisor means. And we'll have some tips. At the end, we'll have roughly about 30 minutes of Q&A. So now I want to hand it over the mic to our dear, oh, by the way, I want to introduce my 3 hosts, Cindy, Cindy 学姐、惠珊学姐 and Alex Ma
Hello,
学长。
everyone.
Hello.
Hi everyone.
Now I want to hand it over the mic to Cindy.
Hi, good morning, everyone. It's really nice to meet everybody. First, I will lead the icebreaker session. First, I would like to ask everybody to please open a browser and type 3w.slido.com. And then I'm going to share the screen. It will be great if you can show me a quiet song if you got to the page. Is everybody on the page now? Okay, so if you're on this page, then you can please, you can see join as a participant. Then you can type 078407. And you can click this arrow. Does anybody have questions? Okay. Then you will get to this page. So first, we would like to ask everybody to type, please name one thing you like the most about accompanying Ching. So I will give everybody 2 minutes. And
Can you say the number again? 078?
078. I'm going to 407 is the code.
078407是这个的代码。
I think I couldn't get to the website. I don't know why.
Okay, let me.
Cindy, you can go ahead. Let's
Okay, thank you.
Who has a problem?
Yeah, you can leave the question on the chat box. So we will start the 2
I think
minutes.
it's Jasmine Sugu that's having problems.
I have problem.
Jasmine Sugu, you need to open a browser. Are you in computer or a cell phone?
I'm the laptop.
Yes, laptop, and go open a browser. Type in slido.com.
And hold on.
Yeah, I also typed the link on the chat room, so I think the link should work if Jasmine Sugu can click on the link and see. That should bring
Inside the what?
the
Inside
chat.
slido.com.
lido.com. Okay.
Then on the right side, there's a box.
8047.
078 407.
047. right?
407师姑078407
407. Okay. Okay.
看到了没？
看到了。Then what's the action tab?
等一下，它有一个 name one thing you like the most about the accompanying 词清，你就写一条你最想最欢喜陪伴词清的事情。
Okay.
So far we only have 9 people on the poll. Can everyone try to check in ASAP, please? Okay, the number is increasing, so let's give you a bit more time.
I'm sorry, I just changed the computers. So I think I missed something.
Oh, okay, no worries. So
Now I start again because I changed the computer.
in the group chat, in the Zoom chat, there's one code, there's a link, slido.com,
In the chat. Okay, let me see. 1 second.
or you just, Hui Shan, can you post the link again, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, using the link actually works much better.
Can I
And
just
it's easy. Yeah.
just click it or just?
Yeah, just click
Just
it.
click
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Okay, Slido, come on. Mhm. And it come out of the live poll question. Is that working now? I mean, I didn't
Yes.
enter 07407.
That's okay.
That's okay. I didn't enter, but it come out. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's all right. That's a
Okay.
pre logged in.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, we only have 16 people, but online here we have 39, so we need everyone to chip in.
Now we have 18.
Awesome.
We will give 1 more minute. Okay, so far we got 20. Thank you so much for sharing. We have 30 seconds. Ten seconds. Okay, time's up. Thank you so much for sharing. So in total, we got 27 response. So we will share the result later with you. So next one, we're going to have another question. So the other question, you should be able to see it right now. The question will be named the most difficult thing about accompanying Ching. And I will share the screen. Again, we will have 2 minutes. We got 5 already. Thank you. $11, $12. Thank you so much for sharing, everybody. We have 19. Thank you. 1 more minute. We have 21. Thank you so much, everybody. We have 24. So we have 30 seconds left. Five more seconds. Okay, thank you everybody for sharing. Really appreciate it. So now I am going to share the screen to show you the results that everybody has. Okay, so our first question is name one thing you like the most about Accompany Ching. So I will just scroll down and then you can read. Like to learn what's going on with the young people's mind. So I'm young again. Really love this one. Happiness, learn from the young generation thinking, interesting about. Feel like I have so many kids with me. That's so cute. If we treat them as our own, you will feel everything is very meaningful and enjoy. Feel younger and more energy. We are able to share the love with everyone and plant the seed of love in Tzu Chi's heart. See them grow, feel young again. Be a part of their journey of growth. Friendly, great energy and love from the Tzu Chi community. Love to be a support of the lost young soul. Fun. And learning with them and watching them grow. It's fun to create from them because they're ambitious and creative with their volunteering. Thank you so much for sharing. I think these are really, really powerful and meaningful. Thank you. Thank you for your response. Okay, so next, I am going to share with you the response that you guys have, the most difficult thing about accompanying Tzu Chi. Okay, so can everybody see my screen? Could you please show me a quiet thumb if you can? Thank you. Okay, so I'm also going to read aloud. Growing up and leave. Long distance caring makes very challenging. Tzu Chi's time. Adjusting my accompaniment style towards each newborn's needs and to balance my own expectations for them versus their individual capacities. Some language communication, language barriers, maybe.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Sorry, interrupt. I just realized it seems my enter the color comes blue, and it seems that you couldn't read my enter. I'm not sure if I'm in, but I can read all the response.
Okay. Can you see the screen right now?
Yeah, I can see it, and but when you read it for both parts, it seems like my part is skipped. So I am assuming that you couldn't see my.
Oh, I think I
Reading out everything.
yeah. I'm not reading. I just most of the I will like let everybody just read by yourself and then pick some
Okay.
of the quotes.
All right.
But we will share this with everybody after the session.
Okay. I just
Because
want
of
to share
time
it.
limit. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry. Thank you for sharing. Don't have enough time to truly accompany Ching. Limited time available. Ching who disappear and you can't reach them. Time commitment. Getting college students interested in possibilities of volunteering while handling their college coursework. They are not available, flexible, schedule them on. Ooh. Stay in TC. Allowing them to make mistakes and do the work themselves to learn valuable lessons, to make them participate all the activities. The silent response from them. Last minute request for help. To be a friend as well as an advisor, not knowing what they are like. Thank you so much for sharing. I think after reading the response, I think a lot of you might have the same feeling, or maybe you don't. I think we will start from there. So thank you, Echo Shibu, for sharing the screen. I think, great. I think these are really powerful and meaningful for us. Again, thank you everybody for sharing. Really appreciate it. And I know a lot of Shubuos that you guys have been like advisors for many years. And as a general, I would like to ask like what struggles the advisors have been gone through after like so many years.
And Rana, thank you for Cindy. Thanks for asking that question. Based off the poll you just saw, and also based off the information we collect and we experienced, one major struggle we experienced was we repeat things year after year. We run into different board members every single year. We repeat the same struggle every year. So we, at the end of the year, we wish we have this many team or has a bigger team grow big. But the reality is we probably have 2 or 3 hardcore followers. And after 4 years, they will be gone. Or maybe after 1 or 2 years, because they want to experience something else. And definitely we, as a generation gap, we want to be the mom. But look at the face. It's like, yeah, I want you to be close to me, but no, I don't need another mom. But we do want to be part of you to go hiking or do some like adventure. But to be honest, as an advisor, unless we are at your age, we think like you and we physically like you, then we will never be your buddy. But it doesn't mean like we cannot get closer to you guys, right? So for all advisors, I want you to hold your thoughts on how I can become the buddy, not just the mom. So hold your thoughts. We'll elaborate a little bit more later. And this is what we feel on the left side. We are Superman, Superwoman. But ideally, we wish we have so many Superman and Superwoman to be with us to accompany the team. And definitely, I think all the 师姑师伯 advisor and including all the alumni advisors, we constantly zip our mouths. We don't want to say anything when we see they do things really just not up to the bar, and we are afraid of across the lines. But we do want to foster their growth and let them stand strong. So, but reality and ideal world do not match altogether. So, Cindy, that's our struggle.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Really appreciate it. I think these are very, very important for us to learn. And also, I think I agree what you said. You guys are all like superheroes. Like you have full-time jobs. Some of them, they have your own child, your own children. You also have to accompany different Chings, as you mentioned. Some also from some of the response you guys mentioned, like you have, makes you feel like you have more kids, like probably like hundreds of kids around you. So I think it takes a lot of energy and time and a lot of commitment. So really appreciate it. Like in terms of that, I also like to explain one thing to share with everybody. So first, another thing about our Slido. So you can post the questions during our session. So you will see next to I will send a link in the chat box right now. So if you have any questions, so you can see on the chat box with a link, you have any questions about the session, feel free to type to this link. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for sharing. And also, my next question is, Echo Shugu, what do you think is exactly the advisors means to us?
Thank you, Cindy. That's a very good question. I question myself all the time, and I think all the advisors, we are struggling to have the definition. But then went to Wikipedia, and this is what I got it. And I highlighted a few keywords here to just let you think through. I don't believe that the Wikipedia has any conflict information than what we were being taught by master. So, and the advisor is a person with more and deep knowledge in a specific area. And we are mentor or guide, but we are not a task-specific consultant. And we are an advisor, we are part of the leadership. So there is a few keywords. So more deep and more and deeper knowledge in a specific area. You don't have to be the guru in in all the areas. You could be just like a business SME, or you could be spiritually, or you can be like 实际 operations, you have the deep knowledge of 实际 operation, anything you could share, never hesitate to share. And also, we are mentor and the guide. Think about it, a bonsai. You guided the bonsai to make them to become a shape. So same thing for Ching. They have the ideas, but they also need a guide. They don't have the experience like we have. Regardless of your age, we are more senior than them. And also we are not rolling up our sleeves to do things for them. It's really about guide them through and support them and pick up the dropping balls anytime we can. So I think that's what I see as an advisor, and that definitely Wikipedia sounds the same. And also yesterday, I think everyone heard about the story why from the session 1, and also along with about the master. So it's really about caring. You engage and you're part of them. That's the thing. So I would like all the advisors to think about it. Are you an active advisor or you're passive advisor? It doesn't mean you're passive. It doesn't mean you are not advising them. It's really you're waiting for them to come to you because you're afraid of crossing the line. Think about your style and what should be your style, and should you change your style a bit, or you're just like, this is active, this is a passive, you want to come to the middle line. Really up to you and up to your region, because every region has a different specific target audience. But the most important is be a humanized, be actively engaged with them. So I'm a business person. I always think, sitting operation is like a business. It's you're running a business. So in business, organization, you always talk about the vision, mission, strategy, and every year you do plans. So I want to ask a question of everyone. Do you have that? And it actually took me, without this class, I probably don't know what's our mission for sitting. So let me read it out loud. So we all know for Buddhism and for all sentient beings, this is our mission. 为佛教, 为众生. This is our vision. What the master placed for us was Yin Shun Dao Shi gave to master back to many, many years ago. So, but what exactly the mission for our Ciqing? The vision is it's hard to reach, and I felt like I don't improve every year, and I just don't feel encouraged anymore, right? After many years, yet the young generation, they will have a similar thoughts. They don't feel it, and they leave the organization. So mission is really empower the next generation of leaders to walk a path of compassion. This is a really powerful mission statement. Empower. We talk about the empowerment versus interference earlier on, briefly talking about our struggle. Indeed, we need to empower, but what exactly empower means, that's a different whole day of class. So I just want to briefly to remind everyone, empower is really giving them space and meanwhile support them. And I will elaborate a bit later on. And leaders, we are fostering a group of leaders. You are the leader for sure. And you want to foster a generation of leaders. And you want them to be compassionate. That's all. But it's still dry. I still feel dry, although it's really like adrenaline line is pumped up. But then let's talk about strategy. How can we get there? And what's our plan? Have you set up any detailed plan with measurable and achievable goals for each semester? And do you conduct a semester review and review? Do you track your progress? If not, I think it's time for us to think about it. It sounds too business driven, but business with our spiritual faith-based elements there will make us different. So I have some examples here about the strategy and the plan. We already have the vision and the mission. We don't have to rewrite it, but the strategy is really, and the plan is really just per your region and per your area, because it's different. But I just want you to think about it as like, it's measurable, achievable, make you feel successful every year or every semester. That's the key. So enough talking from me. I collected some videos from Ciqing and alumni. Just, because of my time limits, I couldn't get a lot of people, and it's harder for me to reach out to every region. So I just randomly pick a few, and that I can easily get a quick answer. But those are based off the background that they are having heavy Tzu Chi background. They have a zero Tzu Chi background. They are Asian. They are ABC or American. So different background, different demographic. So we'll see. It's quite interesting to hear what did they say?
I feel like the advisor should be someone that can help us connect to other chapters, as well
Can you
as
hear
be
the
a
voice?
person that is very informed of the
Yes.
ongoing CG events where we can invite our members to. Over the past few years, I feel like the advisor position has been very distant to the rest of the e-board members. So moving forward, I hope that the advisor can not only be someone that we go to for club problems, but can be someone that we can go to for just regular advice.
I'm here to share what an ideal advisor looks like, and personally I've never come across any negative interactions, but if I do have to add one ideal characteristic, that would be open-minded, and that's due to the new reality that we currently live in, and when it comes to new programming or new ideas that switching officers like college students come across, we would generally like support and definitely have every encouragement available to us when it comes to new programming.
Maintain good communication and an understanding mindset for both Sugo advisors and Ching is something that can help in the long run, I think. And in the end, everyone is kind of learning from each other with the different generations, and just having that patience to work with each other, I think, can be really helpful.
慈青社该做什么，不该做什么，我认为不应该有个限制。那任何活动只要不违背心中的善和自己的良心，我认为都应该被允许，让年轻人去尝试。那毕竟我们也是从服务中去学习生命的价值和意义，更是从中习得一些人生的智慧。E的爸爸妈妈还有学长姐的支持跟陪伴，及适当的引领跟教导，其实比给我们上多少堂人文课都来得受用。
Chapter, I would say that our advisors are actually very supportive in what we do in regards to planning events or just being there for moral support. However, I do think that we do need a little more help on kind of planning new ways to advertise for our club, just because recruitment has always been an issue, and it would be nice to just kind of bring in new members that, you know, kind of stay in the club and be consistent and involved with TC.
I think one of the great things about the Ching Club was being able to work and collaborate with Sugo advisors and hear about their experiences. When it came to working with each other, it was always really helpful when everyone was just more open-minded to different ideas and also feedback. Having more empathy was also really helpful too, just because I think at the end of the day, it helps when everyone can see each other's perspective and just being more understanding.
Echo Circle, you're on mute.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. So as you can hear, 5 different people talking about they have a different background. They are across the nation, including Hawaii, and they come up to almost the same results, because we only gave them a very generic question to say, what do you like or what you don't like? And then they come up to the same concept. Is 2 major concepts, if I may conclude, is open-minded and also actively engaged and approachable. I know it's like it's very difficult for us. We have like multiple heads on our shoulder. Time is very limited. How can we do that? So I will try to give some a little bit of tips that I collected from the experienced advisors' advice, and also from Ching, and also my own observations in the past few years, and also from some leadership building classes. So the important thing is, are you, so I may need Alex to help me translate in Chinese, because I noticed there's a few, a group of advisors who probably prefer a little bit of Chinese translation. So the important thing is, are you solo? Or if you are, when I say solo, probably just 1 or 2 advisors on your region, and can you build a strong, diversified advisor team? So what is exactly team? team is together, everyone achieves more. It's not just like we randomly put everyone, if someone say, yeah, I want to accompany Ching, then yes, come, then, but we are not achieved anything, not measurable, then the person will leave. No one is like a hardcore like us, right? So then here's the thing. On the picture here, do you think you are part of the team on the left of the team, or you prefer to be the team on the right?
我们对于团队需要更多人过来，你是属于一个人的团队，还是你是想要有更多人参与的团队？右边的图画就是说你是哪一种的方式，你是左边的还是右边的比较支持此青的，然后就是希望有更多的人参与。
Yes, and you do want to, I have the picture at the bottom. It's really, you want to diversify your team. Nowadays, diversity is quite a popular term in the business area. It's not like say, oh, you must have a Asian, you must have an American or Black people. The diversify also in our organization, it means different thoughts, different way to run things, and can improve our operation, can improve how we can build our program, this and that. Think about, but one thing important is you probably want to have the strong mind, to open mind, and also strong minded to filter out the voice so that you are not being discouraged. So that's a leadership skill that you have to train yourself, unfortunately.
现在商业的社会说要允许来自不同背景的人参与，那在我们实际的世界就是要有更开放的心态，还有让更多不同的意见能够吸收进来，然后我们共同前进。
Thank you, Alex. So I have a slide. I'm not going to read out these current slides. I'm not going to read out for every single aspect. I just want to highlight one important factor for all region. Every advisor you probably need is time to accompany the team. Unfortunately, we don't have time. So that's the importance of you need to build a diversified advisor that can help offload the work. Someone can help you to finish the main work. I can use an example for my region. I have Yidis to help me all the paperwork. And I think a headquarters like Yihan has praised this arrangement, saying since then our region would never be the last region to become submitting paperwork. That's like find someone to help you, even just on a specific task, not just like say, hey, go accompany Ching. You need to identify that person's skill set in order to then assign some specific task. Doesn't have to be a major task, could be break down to a very small task, so that everyone can do things and everything can be done all together. Alex.
就是说我们不会每一条都进行解说，我们之后会给大家的 PowerPoint， 然后最重要的是你要找到有人一起承担，这个是非常重要的，就是不要把所有重担放在一个人身上，你可以把某一些事情让那些有相应技能的人能够承担，这样的话大家就能够更顺畅的、更好的为慈心服务。
Thank you. So having said that, definitely, as you can see, Christian, can you mute people who are not speaking? Thank you. So as what we can see is like we have a lot of tasks. So regardless, we need to So the GRL, gratitude, respect, and love, we constantly bring this up in the US. And but the most important that I believe is regardless how you express, you cannot show your GRL if you are not actively engaged, if you are not actively listening. So how you, and when you show your gratitude, if you are not even knowing what they did, you just blandly say, congratulations, great job. Who will trust you, your words? So you have to put some meaningful things, of course, with you knowing what they have done. So you could say, hey, great job for doing this by removing the roadblock of blah, 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 which achieved something. And that's a meaningful gratitude. Then the team will feel like you're listening, you're engaged, and you are the trustworthy person they can reach out to you in the future. And then the gap is closed and they are more relying on your advice, your guide. And the respect is engage, empower, not interfere. So remember our mission, empower the leader to walk on the path of compassion, right? So empower, it's not interfere. So sometimes we do feel like, oh, I want to just make a decision for them. Hold your horses. No, don't do it unless you feel everything falling apart, but still get their permission to give advice or make a decision for them, but you need to get a consensus from them first. And do not just influence them saying, hey, I think someone is really good for next president. Let them choose their president, because that president need to be the one they do their daily interaction, not us, not any of the advisor. And the love is, I know I mentioned the concept of bonsai. Look at this picture of the bonsai. If you do not correct them or stretch them to the position like this, they will not be grown like that way. Of course, for us, we want them straight to the Bodhisattva path, right? So, but provide the constructive feedback is a crucial piece of a leadership skill, and you need to build it. Everyone need to build it, including Ching. And definitely it's also a skill I'm still learning as well. I have trouble to talk to the bad performance person whatsoever. Never can be a pleasant conversation, especially during when you're facing difficulties. So, but regardless, and we also highlight open-minded. It's really just like, if we stay back and want to listen, want to engage, and we will see a lot of good sparkling points from the value of the Ching's operation and how they did it. You will appreciate that kind of step back and open mind, and then you gel with them much better. Alex, please.
我们常说感恩、尊重、爱，那怎样才能够让慈心知道我们的心意呢？那首先我们需要有开放的心态，而且就是说要知道慈心的近况，要知道他们在哪一方面东西做得特别好，然后我们有对那方面说感恩，这样的话他们会比较能够听进去，不然的话，如果我们只是很泛泛之说的话，他们不一定能够感受得到。然后就是说尊重方面的话呢，我们不是说一定要慈心一定要做某件事，我们可以商量着说我们希望做什么，因为毕竟我们是要把善人的法给予他们，然后让他们的着重成长，而不是说一定要他们做某些东西，这样的话比较强迫性，这样就会关系就可能不太融洽。然后最后的爱，那如何是给意见之余，我们还要让他们感受到我们的爱呢？这是一个很大的课题，然后希望大家都可以好好的思考一下。
感恩。 So one thing I really want to mention in this group is privacy. In nowadays, regarding you're from Canada or you live in US, privacy is a key. It's for us, probably Asian, we don't really focus on privacy that much, but it's a big deal for younger generations. So make sure you get a permission to give out their personal information when someone else is asking as a respect. That's also one way to show your respect to the team. That will make them feel like part of the family. So without further ado, I think we talked too much. I would like to ask Sunny, the president from Atlanta chapter, to share her story of the tutoring program she built over the COVID time. And I was very touched, and I felt a lot of things we can learn from her program. Thank you. Sunny, are you on?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
So I'm going to share my screen first. So Shigu eyes, it says host disabled me to screen sharing. So were you able to allow me to share my screen? I think I got it now. So hi, good afternoon, all my Ciji families and all the 师姑师伯学长学姐. First of all, I want to thank the TCCA conference team for creating these great opportunities for us to get together. And I also very appreciate all the advisors here because of you that we will be able to become a better person. So today I want to share a case. It's regarding Atlanta Tsuqing Weekly One-on-One Online Tutoring Program. And the main idea that I want to share today is challenges create opportunities. So my name is Sunny Chen. I'm from Atlanta Tsuqing. I'm going to share. So the first thing I want to talk about is meet the challenge and create an opportunity. So the COVID-19 pandemic has negatively impacted people's life and work since 2020. Atlanta Tsuqing strived to connect with and contribute to our community by creating a weekly one-on-one online tutoring program. Tsuqing offered the English, math, science, and Chinese language courses to Tsuqing academic students, Tsuqing care recipients, and family members of Tsuqing volunteers. So what we did differently, in addition to tutoring, Tsuqing chat with their students, serving the role of their big brothers and sisters. To get better tutoring results, we provided training and support to Tsuqing tutor. We communicated with the students' parents regularly. So this is my personal involvement in this program, planning the program, design program flyer, matching students with tutors, coordinations of the kickoff online meeting that brought students, parents, tutors, and Tsuqing advisor to meet and greet, providing tutors with Georgia educational resources, holding a one-on-one training meeting with each tutor before their first class, spending about 10 hours a week on reviewing recorded Zoom tutoring videos, providing feedback to the tutors, reaching out to parents with students' updates and issues. So this is all the flyers that I made. I delivered them in 2 languages, Chinese and English. This is our first kickoff online meeting. You can see there's parents, our advisors, volunteers, Tsuqing, and our lovely students. So this is the 8 members from Atlanta. We have been serving the tutoring program in the past semester. And guess what? We just recruit 10 more volunteers in the past week. So the main idea that we have a very meaningful and fun and flexible program, which also attract a lot of new volunteers, and they are all very lovely. I interviewed them yesterday or 2 days ago, and they all has like really good personalities and really wanted to help people. I feel like they really belong to the community. So this is some feedbacks from the students. You can see like they draw pictures, they wrote letters, they make videos. They are really like connect very well with our tutors. The picture on the left is one student. She draw a picture of me. I think it's pretty similar, right? So even I wasn't like really tutor them like every week, but because I review their videos like every week, so pretty much I know all the students, their personality, how they perform, what's their how they interact with our tutors. And when our tutor were not available like for that week, I will be the substitute tutor to taking care of their their break. So I really loved it that because we were able to connect with the students and allow the times for our tutors to learn more about educations and change their perspectives. So lastly, I want to share that this is a win-win program for all. The Venerable Dharma Master Cheng Yen inspired us, Tzu Qing, to use our spare time to serve the community, to to make our personal lives more valuable. Yes, it is. It's real. The program is fun, meaningful, and flexible. Like what I say, I match the tutor and the students like based on their available times. So people can do like Monday to Friday, like in the evening, or some people prefer doing on the weekend. I would just communicate like closely to make them, have the best schedule for them. And it's a fun because while we have the meeting, I encourage our tutor to spend like 5 to 10 minutes at the beginning time to interact with the student, just play again, sing a song, knowing about how they're doing in the week, and they were really able to connect with our students. And it's meaningful because we are serving the community. We really help those students who from low income, who really struggling with learning or having, have some difficulties for their own education journal. And it's really flexible. Like what I say, the time is depends on what the schedule they update to you, and it allows the team to benefit others and better ourselves at the same time. I do really grow a lot through the program, and the students have significantly improved their grades. Yes, it is true. I keep receiving report from the students and their parents say, hey, Sunny, my grade was improved from this to that. I was really happy for them. And I believe that the time that sitting accompany with those students also meaningful. And then the sitting wrote reflection, sharing their personal growth and valuable experience again. So in the end of the program, I asked all my lovely sitting member to write a reflection that which helped me to write a long paper reporting the whole program. So you can reach out our advisor, any mama. She loved to promote sitting. She always send out all those papers for people who need it. And it's very detailed. You can see how we found the program, how we process the program, and how we ended up, and how we're expanding the program now. Probably I need to write another paper to explain how we're expanding the program and how I update the paperwork and make it more smooth. The program has also helped to form a stronger and more coherent Atlanta Tzu Qing chapter and has prompted Tzu Qing to interact more frequently with the advisor team. I personally call any mama or talk to her like daily or weekly, and it's really like because I need to update her what we have been doing, what kind of support we need. Without their help, without any mama and Charlie Baba's help, I wasn't able to go that far, and I wasn't able to make it like this smooth. And the last things I want to share a quotation because my major is early childhood and elementary education. And this code is always being like inspire me to do my best in my work, being a future educator. Education is improving the lives of others and for leaving your community and world better than you found it. I think all our 师姑师伯 advisor, all our 慈亲慈济 families have been doing those things for our community. I think you guys are changing people's lives. You guys are leaving the community and the world better than you found it. So lastly, I want to say this in Chinese because I said it at the beginning that in English that I really appreciate the team. And now I want to say in Chinese. 我非常感恩所有的慈济的师姑师伯，还有 advisor， 还有学长学姐，你们的付出，我知道陪伴慈青很不容易，但是，看到你们每个人的笑脸，还有你们每个人，即使知道很艰难，你们还愿意继续选择这条路，继续往前走，带着我们慈青，所以，非常非常感恩你们的付出，还有感恩 TCCA conference team 每一年或者是每一次都很用心的去计划跟 plan 这个 meeting，我觉得这个 program 的 idea 也是因为我参加了去年的一个 TCCA 的一个 conference 里面得到的一些ideas， 然后再结合我的专业，我才会想要去做这个事情。So thank you so much for all， and 最后感恩慈济，还有感恩师公上人，无限感恩，还有无限的爱，感恩，谢谢。
All right, thank you, Sunny. That's really impressive. I think from everyone's, if you are, let me share my screen. I would like to continue the conversation. Bear with me. I couldn't find my Zoom. Oh, I got it. Sorry. Let me share my screen. Let's go to. So everyone, I want you to see this, the white space. This is white space is the mission, or is something you in your local chapter you want to do for Ching or Tzu organization. And assuming currently you only have this much space, the program is only can stretch out to this far. Do you think you can spend more time to go in depth of your program, or you want to continue to stretch this far? Think about it. If you don't have a strong in-depth program, the horizontal bar will tip and it will not be stable. It's not sustainable. And let's think about it, what Sunny was just saying, like she made it in depth, and she did share a good news with me on Thursday, and saying actually from this year's recruiting, she got more than 10, I think 15 new members to join the club and to become the volunteer because of this program, because it was being promoted by the previous volunteers on social media. And it actually set the foundation for the local chapter. And think about it, now you have one program in depth. Think about what's going on for 2 programs. Then you are able to extend it to 3 and 4, then you fill up the space. Once you fill up the space, what's next? You can expand your white space to somewhere else, to bigger one, and then you can continue roll the snowball, and it will be a big snowball that has powerful influence and impact. So now let's talk about how that. So the programs, I think, I want to, you think about it, return, return, return. Did I say something that I shouldn't say? No, I did not. Think about it. It's not really against what the master taught has been teaching us. We said give no return, 付出无所求. But think about it. Master didn't mean 付出无所求 means you don't want a return. It's really you don't want to think every effort you put on will come back to you as a person, right? It's really about beneficial to both parties. Your volunteer can learn, your benefit, your recipient can learn, so that they all can pay forward to make the ripple effect. So the earlier, the bigger ripple effect, the earlier we can get to the end point. Everyone is on the Buddha-Sava path, which is the large mission vision. I don't think that for this life I can see it, but it at least it's cleansing the world in a way within our capacity. So, and what else our programs should be? Fun. We're an organization, we're very serious. I would like to, everyone now close your eyes. Don't look at the screen, just follow my lead. Close your eyes, roll back your memory to the first time you joined the Tzu Chi event. Okay, I hope you find the memory. I hope that's a good memory. So how did you feel? Feeling good at that time or bad? Did you feel you wanted to come back again next week or next month? Or feel, yeah, I will give it a try. Continue, close your eyes. I want you to think about it. At that time, did any of the Tzu Chi volunteers tell you, next time when you come back, your roles and responsibilities, your 行仪, your dress code, your behavior, and you need to take on a program, you need to become the commissioner? Did anyone tell you that for your first time? If not, then stop talking about the responsibility for a bit, for your new members, for the young generation, because they are afraid of responsibilities. They are not like us. We were settled in our life, and we don't mind to take on responsibility because we have the foundation already. They don't have the foundation at all. They are afraid. They want to be looking good. They want to achieve a certain status quo. They want to do something that's meaningful for their future, for the next 50 years, have a safeguard. So when we do our programs, let's just make sure we don't force them, everyone, to say, hey, this is your responsibility. And let's just make the programs more tangible, beneficial to both sides. Your volunteer need to learn. We also need to learn from our interaction with Tzu Ching. Life is all about learning. Life is all about evolving. So I'm leaving these slides to you guys later on to read. Feel free to exchange ideas offline because we're kind of running out of time. I want to leave more time for discussion. And one thing I really want to point it out, that this is the experience I had, and by observing other college chapters, I found if you have a program that's very incentive and career-based, and it definitely will attract more people. And that's what happened to our region. We had like 12 active members over COVID time because we have a pre-med program. And also we put, for Tzu Chi organization, we never want to put a restriction to some qualification kind of a perspective, right? That's totally again our philosophy, but we did put it there because the young people need it. So we put it like they need to serve 20 hours of a club time and 20 hours of Tzu Chi time, so that they can learn, they can hang out with their buddies, they can also learn Tzu Chi's core spirit. And it turned out that we have 12 very active members over COVID. amazingly. So I encourage you when you're doing your annual planning, make some qualification there as well. When you have a free lunch or you have a free gym, you don't go there. But if you pay the gym or pay for some sports activity, you probably will go there more often than a free opportunity. So that's some thoughts for you guys to think about it. And one last thing I really want to mention, this is not a discouraging conversation. This is really, we recognize your efforts, and also you heard from Ching, they all appreciated the advisors Accompany. We are the one that guide them, mentor them. We are the mama, we're the buddy, we're a trustworthy person to our Ching. We are the go-to person for them. We are the bridge connecting them to across the generation gap, to cross the language gap. We are the one. You are not alone. We are the team together across nation and across the border with people in Canada. So let's have some work together as a one strong team as well. And without further ado, I would like to hand the mic to Alex 学长 and 慧珊学姐 to host the Q&A. We do have some collected question there, but I would like everyone to chip in. Feel free to unmute you when you want to, when you have some input. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Echo, for sharing so many tips with everyone. And at the beginning of this session, Rang has already shared with everyone the Slido where we can post our questions. And so I'm going to just go ahead and share my screen, and so that we can all look at the questions that we have received so far. And some of them are very similar. And let's see. So if you guys still need to add your questions, feel free to do so. But because we only have 18 minutes left, we can also go ahead and get started and discuss some of these questions. So there are several questions about COVID. How do you accompany teaching during COVID time? How can I accompany young people when the COVID is still around and spreads so fast? And what has worked and what has not worked so well in the virtual environment for your chapter? And I feel like these are all, still very COVID related, and how we are going to continue to accompany teaching in this very restricted environment, right? And I feel like we are all in the same boat because as I think Sunny also shared in her PowerPoint presentation, where how COVID has impacted our operation in general. So does anyone want to chime in real quick on this? Share your experience. How did you accompany teaching last year, for example? Anyone wants to, if you want to share, just feel free to unmute yourself. Let's see. Steph, would you like to share?
Sure, I can share. I don't know how helpful it will be. I think for us last year, I started meeting with the presidents last year on a weekly basis. So we would have virtual calls just to check in. And I think that really helped because it was so unprecedented and there's a lot of challenges that they were facing. One of them had been president for a year before, but one of them was new. And so it was challenging to some extent having to deal with needing to shift platforms online. I think one of the things that we often talked about was at this time, checking in, like, what is the teaching community lacking right now? What does it need most support in? And a lot of our discussions ended up being community. I mean, a lot of the kids, they come and they join and they stay for the community that it provides them, along with service, of course, but I think community is definitely top of what makes them come back, right? And I think it was really hard for them to kind of cultivate and bring out that community throughout the year. But I feel like I'm kind of getting off tangent. So how did I accompany them? I think it was mostly just making time to regularly meet with them, to hear their challenges, to understand their needs, and understand and make it clear that we were working together as a team through it, right? I think sometimes it can put a lot of pressure on the advisor to feel like you have to have all the answers because you're just one single person. Like, you're not going to have all the answers. And especially for something like COVID, it's not something you could have expected. So there's no guarantee that you, by any means, that you have the answers, right? But I think the kids, as long as they feel supported, they understand that you are there to help them. You're there to get through it with them. You can bounce ideas off of each other. You can check in with one another, have those conversations. And I think for us, that is what I tried to focus on last year, even if nothing else worked. We maintain that relationship, maintain that strong advisor, advisee, I don't, that kind of relationship. And that seemed to help a little bit. Thank you.
Thanks, Steph. I think you mentioned a couple key things that I heard. Making time to make sure that we are still here for them whenever they need us, as well as take the extra step to check in with them on a regular basis. Like you mentioned, a lot of time, Ching join our chapter or TCCA chapter because of events, right? We can go do something good together, but without in-person events, sometimes we kind of lose that connection. So I think it's key to still keep checking in with them to make sure that they're doing well. Some people are probably, well, they were probably doing a lot of online classes and whatnot, and could get, virtual meetings fatigue and whatnot. And so it's very important to check in and make sure they know that our love and care is always there, and we're always there for them if they need us for anything. Sister Echo, would you like to add anything to this?
I think I could add a couple of points. So I think regardless it's a COVID time or non-COVID time, it's really the personal touch and connection is very important. Know where your audience are. So for example, if you notice someone is not responding to you, it could be just they have some anxiety or depression. And feel free. Sometimes you just need to do a little bit of professional research to see how to deal with them. And when we do have a students like that, then we are trying to find a professional to help them and getting their permission, saying, "Hey, can we help you with this specific issue?" And but the most important is like, if they had a COVID test, vaccination, and they are sick, feel free to drop off even like a Uber Eats, deliver a soup or deliver a bubble tea could help cheer them up. I was, one day I got a delivery from Angelina, veggie soup. I was just like amazed. For 6 days, I don't have to cook, which is great. So I think that's the bubble tea. Yes, bubble tea always the one, and the soup always the one, and the food is still matters. So don't be discouraged off of our content. Food is still important. That's how we attract them.
Yeah, thank you, Sister Echo. That reminds me of something that our UIUC chapter used to do, and some other chapters might have done this as well, where during final, we would prepare care package for them. So it's very similar to what Sister Echo was sharing earlier. Sometimes a small act can actually touch them, right? Because during finals, a lot of times they're so busy and they might not have time to cook for themselves, and they might be so focused on studying and whatnot. So, sometimes preparing something small and they can feel it. Thank you. Let's move on to the next one. And this is a very good question. What can we do if our teaching disappear or when someone dropped the ball right before the event? Has anyone, encountered this, and, how have you dealt with it if you have encountered it, or how did you deal with this kind of situation? see.
So I think the prevention is as important as the situation. Oh, sorry, I'm Alice. I'm from headquarters region, UCR. But I think I've definitely experienced this before as when I was at Ching and also as advisor as well now. But I think it's definitely difficult. I think how I approached it as at Ching when I was an officer and another officer had dropped the ball. I think in this case, just really just giving them a call or texting and be like, hey, you know, what's up? Like, I just wanted to understand your situation a little bit better, and then kind of see, you know, what we can do from there and how I can help out, right? But from an advisor standpoint, I think the prevention part is that really making sure that every event is kind of a team activity. So not just one person knows all the details of the event. I found that was super helpful because if only one person knows everything for that event, then, oh no, if that person drops the ball, then we're all like, we don't know what's going on. But if everyone's involved and has some sort of role and knows what everyone else is doing in the event, I found that super helpful. And like, just in case something comes up, because life happens, right? And our teaching are definitely people. We're people too as advisors. So things happen. Exactly, Steph. All your eggs are in one basket. So just making sure you spread out those eggs or into different, like really allowing people to all have a stake or like a buy-in into your event, I think also makes them empowered to be there and not disappear, I think is also something that I've realized. If they have something that they need to do, they'll actually let me know when they can't come because they feel like, oh no, if I'm not there, then this piece is not going to get done. And everyone knows what I'm supposed to be doing, so I can't just disappear. So I think it actually helps both ways. So I found that prevention is actually the best cure, at least in terms of that. But just having, when it does happen, I definitely do try to have that one-on-one conversation, not embarrass them in front of everyone else. Make sure to kind of just, you know, give them a personal, if they like calling, if they like texting, or meeting on Zoom, whatever it is best for them, or meeting one-on-one pre-COVID times, I guess. But yeah, and just seeing, you know, what happened, what can we do to prevent this in the future? What can I do to help? If maybe it was some family situation. So I guess those are my.
Yep. Thank you, Alice. I think that's key. Prevention is key, right? Like, I feel like we should, it's our responsibility to check in with them instead of just assuming that, oh, everyone knows what they are supposed to do and everyone is on top of things. I think checking in occasionally or regularly is the way to go to prevent something like this happen, because while checking in with them, then we would know if they are struggling in getting things done, right? Because they could be busy with classwork or preparing for quizzes and whatnot. So I think checking in is definitely the key to this one. And I apologize. So Alex, would you want to summarize real quick in Chinese for non-English speaking attendees today about these two main questions that we kind of talk about?
好，感恩慧珊学姐。大概简单分享一下，不是我就是简单翻译一下大家的分享。然后第一条问题就是说，我们如何在疫情的情况下，继续陪伴慈亲。然后分享就是说，我们可以定期的打电话或短信，让他们有定期的交流，知道他们最近的近况，然后再讨论有什么可以改进的地方，可以他们需要的地方。然后别忘了我们慈济是一个很有爱的地方，然后我们可以给他们一些就是说快递，说爱的快递给他们，就是珍珠奶茶或者是其他您的最擅长的素食蔬菜，这样也是对慈心一个非常好的一个鼓励，而且就知道大家都是一起面对的这些很重大的事情，不会让他们感觉到孤单。然后第二个地方就是说，如果慈心突然间在活动之前失联，那该怎么办？然后就分享就是说，我们不应该让一个人知道活动的所有细节，我们应该是让团队去知道每一项的细节，然后这样的话，有任何一个人有临时的事情需要处理，或者是因为交通的原因，或者是其他的原因导致不能够去的话，我们还可以让活动顺利的进行，而 不会去感到十分的焦虑，而且私下我们也可以找当事人说，那到底会是什么？因为我们需要知道下一次如何做得更好，然后最好的办法还是说要预先避免这些状况，那就需要有一个 Plan B， 就是有一个另外一个计划，能够使到有紧急状况的状况下，我们还是能够把活动进行得很好。然后大概就是这些的分享，感恩大家。
Thank you, Alex. 感恩 Alex 学长哈。And in Tzu Chi world, as always, we always have to have backup plans, regardless of whether it's Tzu Ching events or Tzu Chi events, be it for weather that is not cooperating and whatnot. So we always have to be ready to be the backup person as well, I think, in order to deal with someone dropping the ball. I think as advisor, we can be the backup person if we are helping or accompanying them in organizing events and whatnot, because I feel like as long as someone can chime in and take care of things, I think that will help. And then of course communication with them after the fact is important as well. Thank you. So we have a few minutes left. One question that I saw here is, for this year's strategy, do we accept we are smaller clubs and operate as such, or do we be ambitious, recruit hard, and aim for a bigger club by the end of the year? Does anyone want to share what their thoughts are here? Alice, or is that, staff nominated Alice.
Alice, she was responding to my comment, but
okay.
Please share if anyone else wants to share, but I can also answer the question if no one else has an answer.
I was trying to look at different screen. But I can share first as well. I think it really depends, right? It depends on what your school is doing this coming fall semester. A lot of schools have started in-person classes. And so I think it's important to discuss with your existing core member, your Tzu Ching core members, and see how they feel, what kind of activities they think they can plan for this upcoming semester. And from their feedback, I think, together the team can decide, okay, what's our goal for this semester before the end of the year? Because I think Sister Echo also shared about setting goals and setting your strategy, right? I think it's something that can be discussed with your core team members, and depending on the situation in your state or your local college campus.
I also want to add that is like really whatever we talk about it is really about how can you help how can you tailor it to your chapters. It's not like say you have 2 or 3 active members, you want to have 100 by the end of the year. Don't do that. You will kill yourself. And that's what we mentioned is achievable, tangible, and rewardable. At the end of the semester, if you're setting 100, you only get 3 more, and you're saying, "Oh crap, I didn't, I failed my year." No, you're not. Actually, you're growing 100%. You doubled your capacity. So that's something like use a percentage, not use numbers. Numbers means anything. Same thing if a teacher in China, they teach 1,000 kids, but in North America, they will never reach to that per semester because they're not that much a population. So be realistic, be tailored to your chapter and feel rewarding. Just think about it. If you have something, you empowered the club members to put on their resume, to put on social media, says, I grow my club 100% or 200%. What do you think about their enthusiasm to come back? And what do you think about their friends? They were thinking, oh, it's an amazing club. Let me check it out. Grow interest. So the purpose is not about the number. It's about the people.
Yeah, thank you, Echo, Sujie. And I saw that Alice typed something, and it's actually something that I wanted to share as well. Our Siku has once told me before, or told us before, that, you know, today, even if you're just able to inspire one person, that's already 100% return, because you yourself is the first person, and then you are able to inspire another person, you know. I think it's also something important to remind ourselves that it's really hard to change someone else, right? Because everyone has different opinion, everyone comes from different background, so it takes time. So I think the number is really not it's not that, oh, if I have 10 new members today, I'm the best, you know. So I think sometimes, as long as you can inspire one person or change one person's perspective or guide them into the positive mindset, I think that's good enough.
All right. I think our time is up, and thank you everyone for joining us. Don't go yet. If you can turn on your camera, we would like to take a screenshots of our pictures. That would be great. And also hi for my Canadian friends. Hopefully I can see you in Vancouver all together. I'm currently in Vancouver right now, so hopefully to meet you in person. And definitely the 美美师姐's bakery. All right, so let me take a screenshot. The other thing, one last thing, as our ritual, I would like to us to do a closing bow, and everyone, please feel free to stand up. Palm together. 3 bow, pay respect to Buddha and the Master. 3 bows. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. 感恩大家. So hopefully we can connect.
感恩。
感恩
感恩家吗？
感恩美术家，美术姐，好棒，
我也好棒，感恩。
感恩大家。
Thanks, Echo.
So my co-host and Hui Shen, Alex, and Rang Rang. And thanks for Nancy Shigu for your support. Bye, guys.
太棒的 class 了。
家茂要常常回来哟。
我现在在等你们请我吃饭哦。
好，没问题，欢迎你来。
来我家。
我们也要跟啊，我们也要跟去哦。
好，飞过来。All right, bye bye.
In Canada, far away.
不远不远。
From Seattle, it's not far. I know.
Seattle only 2.5 driving.
Yeah, yes.
I'm over.
Angela 师姑很好啊，看到你，谢谢你带 Amanda 他们。
哦 ，Thank you, Amanda 很棒啊。
对，还有 Evelyn 呢 ，Evelyn 是我营队的学员之一耶。
哦，真的啊。
麻烦你替我帮他们打招呼。
OK， 感恩。
拜拜。
拜拜。
拜拜，感恩。
哎 ，Peggy 师姑不要跑哎，你在台湾哎。所以他不show他的 picture。
This is broadcasting.